Was anyone waiting?
I don't know about that, but yes,
Wait,
everyone. Yeah.
right
Yeah, mate. Sound. When was the last time we did one? Before Christmas.
before, back to the reality of football after the darts.
Yeah. Well, it's hard, isn't it, at the moment? It's a bit stop start. This is the only game week in Jan coming up, and then
Shit. Why? I don't know
well,
why.
yeah,
Why they made it one game week over 2 weeks. I know it's international, this winter break or whatever, but yeah, it's a
the
bit.
stupid thing is like if you're like some teams, obviously, I think Arsenal or whatever go off to like warm weather training or
Yeah,
whatever
yeah,
because it is an actual break. But then other teams like Liverpool in the or any of the teams in the semi final of the
EFL.
Carabao Cup, yeah, they've got to play 2 legs of that. Then obviously, if you drew your FA Cup game, that's like a replay. So like for some teams, there is no break at all, and then for others, they get a really long one. So
I think that's a good point for maybe targeting teams that play in the second week that have had a break. We'll come on to it, but I think there's a couple of the bigger teams that aren't playing this weekend that could come back firing next weekend.
yeah, it also means that I think obviously there are a lot of injuries at the moment, but
So many, and
2 weeks after this for people to come back to come back. So
yeah, it's like, do you sell an injured player that's going to probably be back? They might be out for 2 or 3 weeks in real terms, but in fantasy terms, they might be back next week.
yeah. So I suppose the big one with that is Trent.
Yeah.
And I already sold him. I probably lost money on him because I sold him.
He hasn't gone down yet.
He's probably gone up since I got him in. This was the problem with playing my wild card early. So I've done my wild card. I think a lot of people will have. I kind of had to. My team,
I know.
like I had a screenshot of it, but it was insane. I think I had Salah, Son, Trent. I still had Did I still have Haaland? No, maybe not. Anyway, I had to do it. I had like no players, man. It was fucked.
Yeah. I would have probably done mine. That was the plan, but then I realised I had 2 free transfers because I missed the last deadline. We did the stream and I forgot to actually do my team, so I think I can get by with my. Well, I used one of my free transfers on Bowen, who's now injured, but for that. So reshaping it. Yeah, Foden definitely has to be in there.
So this has like 6.3 in the bank, so I've got the money there to get Haaland back in. I was gonna like fill this team with differentials, and then
I've got a few, to be fair.
I've got a few, but I think Foden. I imagine everyone, like a lot of people, are gonna bring him in. I thought Diaz, like I think it's out of him and Jota in it, but
Diaz he's on form, isn't he?
Yeah, and he's the most guaranteed to play, I think, out of the Liverpool players.
Tony's a big shout.
Yeah, I think I thought I might as well. I mean, they do have Forest at home. I think he will come back firing, but then their next 2 fixtures, Spurs away, Man City at home, and then they've got Liverpool and Man City after that.
But then you can straight swap him for Haaland next week anyway. Is that what you're thinking?
That's probably what I'm going to do, yeah. Just hope that he bangs against Forest at home, like has a sick first game back.
I didn't reckon. How was his 2%? Yeah, so that's definitely a differential.
Yeah, it's worth a go pretty much just for this week, and then Haaland should be back next match, isn't it?
You already had Richarlison, didn't you? But he's
I think I took him out and then brought him back because I had Bowen, but like you said, he's injured now.
Yeah,
there's so many injuries, man. It's actually like it's not that easy to find many differentials because, like I said, West Ham, Bowen's out, and then they're
depleted.
Kudus is away, so they're depleted.
Paqueta's out for a couple of months now as well, isn't it? So all their 3 best players are out for the foreseeable.
Oh yeah, their 3 best midfielders by far. Newcastle, obviously, Joe Linton, was out now for 6 weeks or whatever. Wilson, I didn't know he was out, but
I didn't know he was out.
Yeah, so he's out.
I think I heard that Harvey Barnes is back. Oh, he's still showing his red
It
on.
could be. It says 30th of Jan.
Okay, so maybe Howell said today that he's not. So that's good news for. I've got Gordon still. Obviously, I've got City, but I might be forced to play him.
Yeah. And then, yeah, I was thinking, like Saka could be one that I could have maybe moved on from just as a differential shot, but
We've got pretty decent fixtures, haven't we? Is the thing. It's like,
yeah,
and he hasn't been that great the last few weeks, but surely that means that his time's like. I think I saw a stat about he's like average XGI for the last 3 weeks has been like 1, but he just hasn't actually. Like any of our games recently, if that means like we've created so many chances, we just can't.
Yeah.
So hopefully that won't continue much longer.
Yeah.
And he's got a nice little break as well.
Yeah, I'm a bit worried about having taken Trent out now.
Yeah, because you haven't got enough money to get Haaland and Trent back in, have you?
No.
Without doing something else, but
what the way around that would be to not bother with Trippier, maybe go for like.
Have you got? I take it you're not playing Trippier this week because they've got City.
Yeah,
they've got some good fixtures coming up, haven't they? I think maybe they've got Villa next week, but then they've got like 3 or 4 good ones. That's why I'm thinking kind of sticking with him.
If I went for Burn and then kept Trent in 5.5, still won't have enough. Let's just see how this pans out. Haaland 0.5.
You're looking at a 3.9 defender, basically. So just bench fodder. If you would get rid of then for somebody else, it'd be a 3.9.
Which there's not many good options. There's no real 3.9ers who are sort of playing.
Not that I know of.
It comes back to fucking like Bulldog, but it's not really. Yeah, it's basically just bench fodder.
Yeah.
Or is there a way to save in that midfield a little bit?
I'm kind of like, I was kind of thinking get rid of Palmer just because they've made a lot on him and they didn't look like they're getting any better, Chelsea. And I had to look at their fixtures and on paper they look decent, but then I think I had to look at it's like Fulham this week who've been pretty solid recently. Liverpool, which is obviously a tough game.
Wolves, Palace, and then they've got
Palace and City. I would say are quite tricky games. Yeah.
I just obviously I got burnt. We haven't spoken about last game week, but I took Palmer out and he scored 2 and got 2 assists or whatever it was, 2 goals and an assist. So I kind of got burnt by that, and now I'm like, fuck. Like,
yeah. You could maybe have. I don't know if Doku's available now, but you could have Doku instead of Foden.
Yeah, the trouble is I'm worried that he'll be eased back in a little bit.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, Douglas Luiz is the same price. I don't save any money. The only option is that's really cheap in midfield. That I know they're shit, but Garnacho is 4.8.
Yeah,
and like he is playing, he is starting like every game now or recently. He had 14 points against Villa. Don't know. I mean, he is a very cheap option and a differential.
Have they bought anyone? United? No, they got rid of Sancho.
No.
They haven't done any signings yet. Is Werner on there yet?
Yeah, he got put on.
Oh, it's just because there's some points.
6.5.
Yeah, I mean, when he was at Chelsea, he was 8, I think, or 8.5. I don't know to at Leipzig or wherever he's been. I imagine not too well if they're loaning him out.
Yeah, I don't think he was playing that often.
Yeah,
I don't think.
It's one of those. He could be in that Spurs side. He could be good, but I would probably wait till Maddison's back to see the best of him.
Yeah. It's tough, man. It's tough.
I was just reading that. I'm just seeing if there's any more about this. It's saying that supposedly Grealish is sick, so that might mean that Doku
does play.
start. But like you said, it's still he might not start the next. They could easily rotate between them every week, couldn't they? Depending.
Yeah,
on
and it's just like Foden's form at the moment. It's hard to.
You can't see him getting dropped, can you? Foden.
No.
Even with KDB back, they'll have to find a way to get both of them into the team, I imagine.
Yeah. Like where you could go is Bruno's just so shit. Though.
The other ones I was thinking about was Bailey. We talked about this before with Bailey and Diaby thing. But if you have a look at Bailey's minutes, well, pretty much most of the season he does start a lot of games. It's just he does tend to come off early. They've got quite good fixtures.
No, it's recently, it's recently especially.
Yeah. There's still even then there's still a 25 and a 45.
They're just guaranteed to one of them will start and the other one will play like half hour basically every game. Gibbs White.
Yeah, I was thinking about Alanga for Forest because they've been looking a bit better recently, but I think he's injured as well. Yeah, he's a flag there.
United, they got Spurs this week, but then they got some decent-ish fixtures. They're just so shit.
I had a look. There's no team really other than City that looks like they've got like an unbelievable run of fixtures. There's some good ones coming up, but that's still not for another like 2 or 3 weeks. So
yeah,
I think Elise's out now, isn't he, for Palace? But
I don't know how much Trent's gone up.
I think I bought him at 8.3 and he's 8.5, so I made 0.1 on him. I've made 0.1 on Bowen and he hasn't even played a game for me. I might end up using my 2 free transfers, one of them to put him in and another one to take him back out again.
Yeah.
The defender, actually, I forgot to mention, is Estupinian because he's came back and scored a couple of goals and they've got good fixtures. He's already gone up 0.1, I think, this week.
You see as well that Man City, it's game week 25, isn't it? But Man City Brentford double fixture has been announced.
Oh, it's up now. Okay, I didn't know that.
So Man City will have Chelsea and Brentford. Brentford, obviously, Man City away and
both at home.
Liverpool, so pretty tough games for Brentford. But
and what about game week 26? Because I think there's potential. Nothing yet.
There's nothing yet. I think that's the only one that's been added so far.
Yeah, I think it depends on the EFL semi-final, which will be midweek next week. And I think, will there be some FA Cup games again before the end of January? I think there's due to be an announcement of more double game weeks basically before the next game week, which could involve Liverpool, I think. I
mean, my other option is I know Pedro Porro. Well, obviously, I brought him in. He's gone up 0.1 as well since I brought him in. But
he's too good to not have, I reckon. Like, he plays so far forward and he's on the corners while Maddison's out. Although, obviously, Maddison will be back soon.
I mean, I could easily save 0.3 going for Gabriel over Saliba.
Yeah, is that going to do that much?
I mean, yeah, points-wise, they should match most of the time.
Should be, yeah. Yeah, that's why. That's the only reason I go for Gabriel, is that he's cheaper. And I think I bought him after that little run where he didn't start a couple of games. So I think I got him for like 4.7.
Yeah,
you've had Saliba a while.
I've had him all season, I think.
Okay, so you might lose. You'll make money.
Yeah, but it'll be very hard to ever get him back in.
Right, yeah.
Even with that, I'm 0.2 short. I don't know. Obviously, we've got a limited time. Do you want to go through yours quickly? I'll keep thinking about this.
Okay.
Pernell's there as well. Yes, Pernell. Good to have you. Yeah, we put it together a bit last minute, this one.
I was going to ask you, buddy, actually, how are you feeling about your upcoming punishment?
Mate, I'm not. I haven't put up much of a fight yet, but I'd say at the absolute max, I'm going to do one dart at the absolute max.
Are you heading down there, are you?
I don't know. I'm thinking about it now.
Depending on what the situation is.
Just any way to get me involved. It's a bit of a joke. Yeah, per house. It's a joke. It's an absolute joke. But yeah, we'll wait and see on that one.
Right, let me get my team up. Yeah, I've got issues. So yeah, I took Son out. Sorry, just get this up. I took Son out for Bowen. I was thinking, I was like, oh, do I wait and he's going to go up in price? And then he got injured in literally like the last seconds of their FA Cup game. And I think by looks of it, he's definitely out for this week. So the only reason I put him in is because they got Sheffield United, and now they've got these other injuries. It's like these fixtures aren't amazing. Do I just take him straight back out? It's just, I don't know, for 2 free transfers.
Yeah.
Not sure on that one. I mean, this is how my team, if I don't make transfers, I'll show my team as it is. I've got to play Trippier.
I mean, me using my wildcard, I kind of like had to, but it's not ideal. It's far from ideal. Then I've got no chips left. I've got triple captain, but I've got no free hit, no wildcard. It's a bit, it's not ideal. So long of the season left.
I've got to play Trippier against City is the issue. Obviously, he could get a scabby assist or something, and I've got to play Gordon as well. I've got Solanke against Liverpool, which isn't ideal either. And then my bench, I've got nothing on the bench. So if anyone gets rotated, I'm screwed as well. So I think I'm going to have to use my other free transfer. It's just, I think I'll probably do. See, I was going to do Trippier to Estupinian, but then I'll want to get Trippier back in a couple of weeks' time. So it's like, that seems a bit of a waste. Or I do it for Trent. But then again, like we said, if he's back next week, which it says he's targeting a return against Chelsea, but then I guess he's got his first 2 games back aren't great. I could hold off a little bit.
But then it's a question of saving the money for him.
That's it, yeah. I don't know if I've only got 25 minutes now, so it's like, I guess what I would probably do is hope that Egypt go out earlier than the semi-finals, which would be here, and then do my wild card this week and bring Trent and Salah back in. Although at the moment I'm keeping Salah just because I wasn't. He went down 0.1, but I didn't actually lose anything on that. So
I just saw because you were saying about Super Brighton's run of fixtures. They've got the best run, haven't they, for the next? And then,
I would love to get João Pedro in.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking now. Looking at him, he's played
Tony. That'll give you the money, then, won't it? For
he's played 90 minutes in the last four of the last 5 games. He's played 90.
He scored in the FA Cup as well, didn't he? He's one of the highest goal scorers in England. Or
the trouble is, if I bring him with Tony, that doesn't actually solve my problem because Tony was the one I was going to change for Haaland anyway. If that makes sense.
But you Trent though, could you? And
I could then take out Darwin for Haaland, basically. Instead.
Yeah, that could be a shout because you've already got Diaz, which covers a bit of Liverpool attack.
Yeah.
Actually, that's the point. I haven't got any Liverpool attack against Bournemouth as well, which is a bit.
I mean, my other differential shout was: is it worth rolling the dice on De Bruyne early doors?
He would be absolutely huge, but I just can't see him. Even if he starts this game, he's going to play 60, 70 minutes tops, and then I think it'll be like that for a while. Could be wrong, but I wouldn't imagine after an injury of that length that they'll want him risking him when they've got other players that can play.
Yeah.
If Foden was out, then it might be a different story. But Newcastle are very leaky. They've been shit, haven't they, recently? I can see City putting a few past them tomorrow. It's just guessing which one of them. I think Foden is. I should maybe look at getting Foden in for Bowen. I could do. Make sense. So they've got Burnley next. So I'm going to need. Yeah, those fixtures are too good to ignore, really, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. They are good.
and Bowen.
And then City is like, well, because they've got that double game week coming up, is you want at least 2.
That's
so then when that game comes, and then you just have to put one more in to get to 3.
Yeah.
I mean, there is a few weeks leading up till then, but yeah, like I'd like to have Foden, Haaland, and then I can just bring in Alvarez or Doku or someone just for that double game week.
Foden's gone up 0.2 this week already. I've kind of missed the boat there, but it is what it is. So if I do that, I'll have 2.5 left, which means I won't be able to get Haaland back in next week unless I take Salah out, which could do that. It's again though, it's tricky because by that point, that's the end of Jan. There would have been they would have probably done the group phases at least in African nations. It's just so hard to work. Usually, it's like I like to plan ahead, isn't it? But at the moment, it just seems like you've got to play it week by week, probably.
Yeah.
I think that probably goes.
It's gonna, and then that's the thing. It's like it's going to be very hard for me to go back to Salah after this. I'd have to. Yes, I'd have to really jig things around to get him back in.
Yeah, I don't think there's a world anyway, is there, where unless you've got wildcard where you could get, and even then it'd be hard to get Trent. Like say they were all fit and back.
Trent, Salah, Haaland, and Watkins, and
Watkins as well, yeah,
and like a Saka. It's very difficult.
Foden. I'll just quickly check on Docky because he is saying I might take a risk on Docky,
Again, I got fucking burnt by that prick. I've brought him in and had him for about 4 game weeks where he didn't even play.
Because he's going to be up against Trippier as well, and he'll just absolutely roast him.
That is true.
Let's have a look at the rest of Man City's squad to see who's injured. I can try and work out who's playing.
So looking at this, if I brought in João Pedro, and then even if I was to swap Darwin for Haaland like next week, that would be I'd still have 1.5 left. And then I'm thinking, what I could do is take the risk on Sterling over Palmer, but it just seems pointless on form and price. It's like,
you might
even do that.
Yeah. You're probably better off using that elsewhere. So is that
João Pedro?
Is that João Pedro for Darwin or for Tony?
For Tony.
Okay. Well, yeah, but Darwin could come out, couldn't he, for a cheaper striker as well, if you needed to. Maybe get you could, for example, if you wanted to get Salah back in, you could get rid of Darwin for like a bench fodder striker, so you go back to having just Haaland and Watkins. You probably have to still make one more transfer, but you're closer to Salah then, aren't you?
You'd have to basically take Trent out. I mean, this is working on the assumption that Haaland's definitely back next week, but I assume he is.
Yeah, Grealish potentially out. So Doku on one wing, maybe Bernardo say on the other. Other than that, he's going to get at least 45 minutes, I would think. Just now it's like, is Foden they're going to want to give KDB minutes. So is Foden less valuable because he might be at risk of rotation as well? I really don't know how they're going to shape up to try and get, because Foden's been way more productive through the middle, hasn't he? So I doubt out to the wing.
But I saw an uncle saying that KDB might do more of the sort of Gundogan role this season. But I don't know who. Bernardo is solid, pretty consistent for them as well. So I don't know.
I got 15 minutes at school.
What I could do is I could put that money. I'd had Burn, but I could go back to Walker. I quite like the idea of having a City defender, just because I know they haven't been keeping many clean sheets, but if they did start, then it'd be nice to have one because
I think Walker's nailed on, isn't he, at right back? I can't see. Enrico Lewis mainly plays midfield when he plays, doesn't he? Stones is out.
Stones is still out.
Should be safe.
Yeah.
I've seen shouts about I haven't actually seen this guy play, but that Oscar Bob has played a few Museum Cup games. They're saying that he could be close to getting Prem starts.
Is it?
There's a guy on Twitter that predicts like Man City lineups, and he's very accurate. And he gives them like a percentage chance of playing. So yeah, Doku he's given 60%. So yeah, I don't know about that. Foden's basically 95%.
Who would you captain this week as well?
That's the other thing I was going to say actually is it's tricky. I'd probably go Saka just because they've got an extra week off, and I just think it'll be like almost the start of a new season for us coming back then. First game at home, Palace. Like it looks like the sort of game that you could do well in. Other than that, maybe Alvarez, because Newcastle have been a bit leaky and not that many people have got him. Although if there's wild cards about, there could be a few Alvarezes.
Yeah, I've taken him out. My team, like this wildcard team, is quite a good squad, and it actually makes it quite hard to.
You do need a good squad with the wildcard for sure.
Yeah, exactly. Especially having no other options. It's it is a strong squad. Yeah, and I'd have 7 mil in the bank for Haaland, basically. But yeah, Saka. The other one is, I suppose, Liverpool away to Bournemouth. They could, but I just don't trust Darwin enough to captain him.
No.
And also, even like rotation wise, they're a bit dodgier. Whereas Saka, he's going to start and play 90 minutes.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go for Foden. It seems like the most sensible shout over Bowen. I'll just quickly check who the transfer's in, see if there's anyone obvious that I'm missing.
I mean, Palmer at home to Fulham isn't as potential as a captain as well. The way he's playing.
Yeah, but Fulham. I know we've been a bit shit recently, but when we played them, and did we lose that or draw? I can't remember now.
Draw.
Yeah, we they looked solid, like really well organised defensively, and obviously Chelsea been creating fuck all. Like didn't have a really low XG, didn't they, against in the last few games?
Yeah,
they're complaining that like Potter's been there for a while now, and there's no like style of play, but he is there. If anyone's going to score for them, it is going to be him.
Yeah,
I think Nkunku's injured again.
Yeah, I saw that.
Jackson's out, so Palmer is nailed basically.
Yeah.
Richarlison.
Who put up front for them? Sterling.
Yeah, probably Sterling or Broha.
Oh yeah, probably Broha. He's been playing recently, hasn't
he? Who did I just? Yeah, I could get Richarlison in for who've Tottenham got? United. Yeah, away as well. Not.
I'm never bothered about teams playing United, even away. Like, well, I'm probably not gonna start Richarlison because I suppose their attack might be quite effective with no Son now, no Maddison. I don't know about but United just don't score many goals. So out of Porro and Walker at the moment, I'm starting Porro and benching Walker.
Yeah,
because Newcastle at home, I think, are more likely to score than United at home.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I could even bring like Odegaard or.
And then benching Richarlison, yeah, I mean, I think, yeah, it's hard to pick my lineup. Wait, let me just go back to mine a sec.
I could I can afford KDB if I wanted to, which is fucking tempting.
He came on in the FA Cup and got an assist straight away, didn't he?
Yeah. I might just do it just for. I'm not going to be winning anything this season.
No. The last few weeks, I haven't even looked that closely because I know for a fact I've fallen off a cliff. I mean, I'm still on 1.2 mil, but I think before I started sliding, I think I was as high as like 500,000.
Yeah.
So it has been a bad run.
Yeah, Diaz is a good shout at 7.3.
I thought he looked good against Arsenal.
He did. I mean, he was the first name on my team sheet at the start of the season, and now it's like I've just sort of forgotten about him.
Was he injured for a little bit? Oh
Yeah,
no, he had.
yeah.
And then he had his whole dad being kidnapped.
Issues.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Chelsea at home is a decent fixture, but it's only the Arsenal away game, which isn't a great fixture. Other than that, it's a nice run. So who's their other options? It's Diaz, Nunes, Gakpo, and Jota fighting for.
Yeah.
Well, actually, that's probably going to be it. Isn't it?
But like, didn't Jota and the Nunes was on the bench for the League Cup semi, and then he came on and got 2 assists.
Yeah.
I didn't see him, but yeah. So you'd think he's probably going to start because he was benched in that one.
Yeah.
Diaz, I think, is pretty much guaranteed to start, and then it's probably one out of Gakpo and Jota.
Because I'm wondering who will actually play on the right in Salah's actual position, because they're all of these players play off to the left, really, don't they? Unless they change their formation and do like 2 up top, which would maybe suit Jota. He's one of those. Do you think?
Because obviously, I mean, I know it's only for 1 week, but I was thinking this, like, obviously they've got no Trent, no Robertson, and no Tsimikas.
Oh yeah.
So who the fuck's going to play fullback for him? I thought that kiddie who came on against Arsenal looked pretty good. Is it Bradley?
Yeah, he looked quality, and he played in the League Cup as well. I didn't see the game, but
did he?
I don't know. Is he on fantasy actually?
Yeah, he is. He's 4 mil.
Okay.
But it's just like even if you bring him in, it's going to be for like 1 week or whatever.
Yeah, true. And
and then Gomez will play on one of either the left or the right. Gomez will definitely play as a fullback.
Where are you?
I mean, I could bring in like if you kept the money for Trent, you could take him out, but then that's a transfer you then got to do. So it's almost worth just benching him for this week.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Just looking at my team, Quiddy. So do you think? I suppose Richarlison on the bench. It would have to be. If I was to start him, it would have to be probably for Pedro.
Yeah.
But
I'd probably play João Pedro in that situation.
Yeah, I think I can see United. Well, I don't know. I know Spurs play quite attacking, but I can see that being quite a low-scoring game. United Spurs.
Yeah. I really don't know who the fuck I'm going to put in here for Bowen. I think I'd narrow it down. I just got a feeling about Jota because he's like,
I know
he is on there. He can score a couple.
Yeah.
I wonder who will take penalties as well with Salah and Trent out.
Probably Nunes.
Darwin, probably. Yeah.
No, I don't know. Is it?
I reckon he goes straight and pick that ball up.
He probably would. To be fair, I think if Jota's playing, I would imagine it would be Jota. I don't know.
He never plays 90 though, does he? But he played 26 minutes against Newcastle. He got 2 assists. 6 minutes against Burnley, he got a goal. Before that, he was injured. And then that, he was sort of 1 and 2. Foden or Jota, you're going to narrow it down to, I think.
Like, now's the time for him to get some starts, surely.
Actually, yeah, let me see. Did you say that you started in League Cup?
I don't know. Oh, I know that Darwin came off the bench. I don't know.
He did, yeah. Are you going to go with João Pedro then?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
What day was that?
Just captain.
Oh, shit, yeah, I need to fucking sort that out as well. What if I got 7 minutes? Yeah, Jota did start. Jota, Diaz, Elliott played on the right. That's quite interesting. Yeah, if Jota started the League Cup, you've got to think Darwin or Gakpo's going to start in the league, so that's probably not great to choose. I think I'll just go Foden. Actually, I'll check that money league guy and see who he's got.
I think Foden, you'll be covered. I think he must be like the most brought in player this week. Let's just have a look at that quickly.
Then I can not play. Yeah, that makes sense.
Most transfers in. Sorry. Most transfers in. Okay, we got Estupiñán is by far the most transferred in defender. It is that run of fixtures, I suppose.
That's the thing. It's like, if I didn't get him in this week, they've got Luton next week. Am I going to be able to resist him next week?
I could have him instead of Walker. You know, I could have him instead of Walker.
Wolves are shocking away from home, aren't they?
Yeah, is it?
Check that.
Walker as well. It gets 0 attacking returns, like nothing.
So away from home, Wolves. To be fair, they're better than they are at home, but yeah,
they've been better just in general recently.
Yeah.
And like Brighton have not been great at keeping clean sheets all season.
Actually, let's have a look at the form table to see. So Brentford are the worst form team in the league. Who they got this week?
Obviously, I might go Diaz captain. You know, fuck it. As like just a
yeah. I mean, it is. I think there'll be a lot of different captain choices this week for sure. Well, there definitely will be because obviously no Salah, Son or Haaland. Brentford have got Spurs next week, so that's making me think about Richarlison.
He just never plays 90 minutes though, Darwin. I mean, Diaz. Captain choice is really fucking difficult. I could go Darwin, but he never plays 90 either. That's the thing with Sacks. You just know he's going to, like, even if he's playing shit, Arteta never brings him off, does
he? Never. He'll play that guy until he's fucking no legs left. And he's always on corners.
I might pussy out on that. I mean, the other one is Foden, but you just don't know how a Newcastle going to be.
I wonder who take so many things. Is that Szoboszlai? Is he out?
I think so.
Who the fuck's going to take corners for him? Probably.
So who else most transferred in? You got Trent, even though he's injured.
Yeah, Bowen's up there on transfers in as well, I think, even though he's
Doughty for Luton. Who the fuck's that?
Yeah, I've seen that a few people. I think he's been playing like left wing, so they've got Burnley. But yeah, I mean, how much is he?
4.5.
Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah. KDB. So you got Foden and then Palmer.
Wait, what?
A lot of those Palmer people are probably people who, like me, took him out last week and then brought him straight back in.
Yeah.
KDB's third highest. Bowen fourth highest, even though it now looks like he's not going to play.
I could put KDB in there. Just fuck it.
I could do.
He's done so well for me in the past.
Yeah, I'll never forget that triple captain 4 goals. It's insane. It's actually insane.
Fuck it, I'm doing it, man. KDB's going in.
Big. I mean, Man City need to start picking up some wins, don't they? So I don't think they can afford to bring him back too gradually.
That's true. Yeah, they're still 6 points off the pace.
Yeah, if they had if they were top by 6 points, then it'd be a bit different. But now it's like they need to hit some form. So,
all right, he's in. I think I'm going to captain Saka though. Alvarez is a potential. He's going to probably play 90 minutes, isn't he?
Yeah, you definitely think so.
Yeah, I'll go Saka, I think, and then makes Alvarez vice. And I got Trippier on the bench just in case.
What's Newcastle's injury situation like now. So obviously no Pope. Most of their defenders are back by the looks of it.
Yeah, I saw. Did you see that thing about they've announced that they'll have to sell one of their star players because of FFP?
Yeah, I did see that. Yeah,
I imagine the players quoted was Bruno, Isaac, and Botman. So I think if anyone, it would be Botman. I imagine.
you'd think so. You'd think that they put like the others are pretty important. Yeah, it's a bit weird that they've come out and publicly said that because it's sort of like I don't know. It just sort of tells everyone exactly what
I know.
the situation is. Oh, like it's half tempted to captain Foden and just like
You got 1 minute.
it's gone. It's gone. Too late. All right, sacks it is. Pernell, you played your wild card. Yeah, mate. I don't know if you've been watching.
No, but the comment might have been ages ago.
No, it's good. Yeah, very observant of you, mate. Yeah, I have played my wild card. Part of the reason was that I brought this sums me up. This sums me up on fantasy recently, but for some reason I brought in Kudus like straight away, and then it turns out I didn't know I didn't realize he's African and he's going to be in the African Cup of Nations. So the one player I brought in was unavailable, and then obviously Son gone. I think someone got injured. It was a fucking disaster. So I had to. The rest of the season could be a bit of a struggle for me, but at least I've got triple captain and bench boost still.
Yeah.
So yeah, hopefully it's not the end of the world. And like you made a point, didn't you, about the FA Cup, because there's a lot of prem on prem matches. One of them being City Spurs in it.
Yeah, City Spurs.
Obviously Arsenal already out, so you're gonna have probably Spurs and Arsenal. Yeah, he played his wild card as well. I think I saw a lot of people played their wild card straight away. And I don't think people do it. I mean, I'm sure some do first game week, but this year is a bit different. It feels like injury, with the combination of injuries and Asia Cup and African Cup, it was hard not to do it.
Yeah, it's all come at the wrong time. I mean, I've been quite lucky that I missed that game week deadline. I've been quite fortunate with that, really, to have the 2 free transfers, even though I've only made one because of Bowen. But otherwise, I would have definitely had to play wildcard. So I think there'll be a large percentage of people doing it. But like you said, with the cup draws the way they are, there's going to be the chips are going to be less valuable.
Yeah, so just looking at that. So obviously, Palace, Everton played in the third round. They've got a replay. Brentford, Wolves have got a replay. Burnley went out to Spurs. Did any other Prem teams go out?
Mad the amount of Prem teams that are playing each other when there's that many teams that, what is it, like 64 left in it or 32 left in it?
Yeah. West Ham have got a replay against Bristol City. So that could be a bit tricky, but so you're guaranteed to have Arsenal and 2 other Prem teams, and then you've got Tottenham v Man City, Chelsea v Villa in the 4th round, Sheffield United v Brighton.
Yeah, so if you once those games
Fulham v Newcastle. So yeah. So
you should be able to.
That is good news. That's good news for me. That's great news for me.
So I think that they said there'll be a big double game week. There usually isn't that game week 37, the last week before the end of the season, because they just fit all the remaining fixtures left in. Obviously, there could still be like February's usually probably the worst for weather. So if there's snow, there could be more abandonments. But other than that,
most Prem games,
unless it's like a Bournemouth, like a team with a shit stadium, then you're probably right.
Yeah. So that has, because I used my free hit when I did that is good news. And then I just need to. It's going to be, the thing is, going to be very tempting to triple captain Haaland for that double Man City game week and it coming up. But then everyone's going to do that, so it's like.
Well, actually, yeah, I guess it depends on. Well, it's one of those, isn't it? If you're trying to catch up, you think to yourself, "Oh yeah, I'll use a differential." But then if he goes on and bags like 4 goals in those 2 games, then you're even further behind. So it's like you might have to do it just to.
Yeah, or you triple captain like Foden or KDB if you've got him, like a different City player. Or you just hold off. I mean, there will be other double, at least one more double game week coming up.
I think that supposedly dependent on. So if Liverpool, they won the first leg, didn't they, against Fulham? So if they go through to the final, they're obviously blank. And then I think that their double game week is potentially going to be the same week as that City one, and the fixtures for Liverpool then would be Brentford and Luton. So you've got Salah against Brentford and Luton, or Haaland against.
Sorry, why have Liverpool got a double?
Because they'll blank in the League Cup final, so they'll have to catch up with a double.
Oh, right. Yeah.
They'll have Brentford and Luton, whereas City will have Brentford and who did we say? Chelsea.
Yeah.
But they are both at home.
So. That's true, actually. Liverpool guaranteed to have one.
That could be massive if, like, for example, like Haaland just has another mystery injury and it's not announced and people triple captain him. And then you choose Salah and you can catch up there. But obviously that's speculation.
Yeah.
But we need some luck. We're due some luck.
I might hold off on it and just hope on all hope that it doesn't go that well for Haaland. And then you will have that advantage over a lot of people. Like, because I imagine that it's going to be, providing Haaland's back and fit, like, everyone's going to go, like, most people are going to go for it. I think I did that last year, though. I think I triple captain Haaland for Man City's first double game week, and it didn't actually go that well.
No, it didn't.
So it's not a given.
What's the game tonight?
It's really shit. I saw a Paddy Power thing being like Friday Night Football's back, and he's on the sofa, and then it's like Luton versus Burnley. Yeah, Luton v Burnley. So I don't think I'll be watching that. But yeah, and then we got another 2-week break after this. So yeah, I guess we'll be back at the end of Jan, and then and see where we're at then. It'll be interesting to see, like you said as well, what African teams get knocked out quick.
Yeah, I looked at some of the groups, like Egypt's group. They've got basically every group has 2 good teams and 2 shit teams. So it's unlikely that like Egypt are going to go out. I think they've got like Guinea. I don't even fucking know. Mozambique's one of the teams. I can't remember. Cape Verde maybe was the other team.
Yeah. Okay, so they should definitely go through.
Yeah.
I saw, Onana's like staying with United. I don't know. I don't understand if he's definitely playing this weekend. So even though like Cameroon's first game is a day after United play Spurs, I think he's going to play in that Spurs game and then probably miss Cameroon's first game. They've let him do it.
Mate, you can fuck off. It's Africa.
Yeah. And then I saw a video the other day, and it was like a montage of clips of their reserve keeper. So they bought a keeper from, I think it's from Fenerbahce.
Is it like Bayini or something?
Something like that. And then it's like, I can see why they don't want him to play. Fuck, I can't believe they bought him. I know it's like, okay, compilations, you can make someone look shit or look good, but he looked fucking awful. Some of the goals he lets in are just like, they're so bad. So yeah, that's another thing for United. If they do end up playing with him in goal for a couple of games, then they could be a bit dodge. Yeah. All right, cool. I guess we haven't prepared any tabs, so we'll leave it there. I'm quite glad we didn't look back at the previous game week.
There's no point, was there? I was sorry if anyone did really well and wanted to shout out, but important things this week.
I was fuming after not having Palmer, so yeah, fuck it. I'm glad we didn't.
Yeah.
All right, cool. We'll be back in 2 weeks' time then.
Yeah. Good luck, everyone.
Safe. All right, nice one. Cheers, Davis.
Bye.